Paranormal Central, broadcasting live from Central California with your hosts Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas. Broadcasting video worldwide at paranormalcentral.net and broadcasting audio on. Are you ready to witness something you cannot explain?
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Paranormal Central, broadcasting live from the bottom left-hand corner of the Nevada Triangle, in a city called Fresno, California. Hello everyone, my name is Jeffrey Gonzalez. I am your host for the show. I'm also the founder of a group called the Sanger Paranormal Society. I have been investigating the paranormal going on over 14 years, so I'm just not up here talking about it. I'm actually living it, as I am going to tell you what we did this past Wednesday, because now it has paid off for me. I have a team. A couple of those members of the team were with me last Wednesday when it all happened. One of the guys is right here to the right-hand side of me, Mr. Alan Thomas.
Hi, everyone. It's good to see you.
And
I see y'all.
Another member was Mickey Burrow, who is not here, who happens to be working tonight. It's his shift. And for all those who don't know who he is, Mickey Burrow, forensic expert for Fresno PD. I said it, yep. And he's out doing his shift for tonight. He's got the night shift. That's what he does now. So, all right. Well, hello, everybody. Thank you for showing up wherever you may be around the world. We are broadcasting HD quality video on live stream right now. Sunday, 6 o'clock p.m. West Coast time on live stream. How do you get there? Go to paranormalcentral.net. Paranormalcentral.net is our website, and there's a link there that has live stream link. Click on that. Go to live stream to our channel, and at 6 o'clock p.m. on Sundays at West Coast time, you can watch us live. And I'm saying that because if not, you are watching the rebroadcast on our YouTube channel. Yes, we have a YouTube channel, and it's called Paranormal Central. There are 3 Paranormal Centrals out there, so make sure you click on the right one. The other one, I think, is trying to steal our content, and we're just letting everybody steal it. Who cares now, to be honest with you? So
how can we stop them?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's stealing our content and they're putting them on their sites, and they're, it's just, hey, you know what? It's promotion. It's promotion for us, so we're just letting it happen. I mean, we try to stop it, but can't do it anymore, so who cares, right?
Can't even keep up.
Yeah, everybody's just taking our videos and they're placing them on their channels and making money on it, which is, hey, you know what? So be it. It's more people now who are able to watch our videos. So they're going to see Paranormal Central. They're going to know what is that and who is that. They're going to pretty much just go to, Google and Google us and find out who we are. So
is it stuck like that?
No, it shouldn't be stuck like that.
No?
We should be live now. I don't know what that is going on. Alan has the iPad going on his side, and it's not moving for some reason. What is chat saying? Some weird stuff going on. So I'm just going to keep on going. So, all right. Hello, everyone. Welcome wherever you may be. I appreciate it. Again, we are broadcasting live HD video right now. So I'm hoping that you see everything 1080 or 780. Wrinkles on our faces, double chins, and
gray hair.
Yeah. So, but there you go. All right. For all those who don't know, I post this on Facebook every week because it's happening every week on live stream right now. We are gaining 1,000 subscribers. Actually, now it's happening in less than a week. When we started, we've been doing this for 7-8 years now, but for some reason now it's really, really taking off. And 5 weeks ago, We started now getting 1,000 subscribers worldwide. And you can go to the live stream channel where we're on right now, and at the top right hand corner you see where it says 27,000 and change. 5 weeks ago we were at 25,000 and change, and you can watch it go. If you don't believe me, go every day and watch it go up. It's amazing. And the names that subscribe to it are you can tell they're from all over the world, because some of the names I can't even pronounce, and they're in different languages, which is totally awesome. So, all right. I am excited because for those who follow me on Facebook, you guys know what happened to me on this past Wednesday. Now, a lot of you guys are probably going, what are you talking about? Well, on the poster that I sent out on the emails to all you guys about today's show, I saw a Bigfoot. I finally I witnessed something that I cannot explain, and I am going to tell you all about it. I'm going to show you now how many throughout the years since the 70s and the 60s Patterson-Gimlin film, there's probably have been thousands and thousands and thousands of people who have witnessed Bigfoots.
I wouldn't know about thousands and thousands.
Well, you know what? I'm thinking thousands because to this
Maybe
day
they never reported.
Exactly, and that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. The hundreds, let's say 1,000 people who have witnessed it, who are in the Bigfoot, I don't want to say industry or in researchers or investigators, they come out and tell us about their story. They'll get in front of a camera and they'll tell you about it. They'll take you to the place where they saw it. Sometimes you'll have a flare involved where you see it something with a heat sensitive in a far distance. And so, right now, after I announced it on Wednesday night that I saw it, I finally saw him, her, whatever you want to call it. It. People were going, well, I want to see the picture. Let me see the picture. I'm going, if I had a picture of what I saw, I would not be here right now. On Wednesday night, I would have gone straight to the Fox Network, my buddy Monty Torres, and I probably, if the picture would have been just absolutely fabulous, I would have been probably breaking news all around the world showing this picture to everybody. Okay. Because to this day, the only real evidence that I think is genuine without a doubt is the Patterson-Gimlin film 1967. Otherwise, anything after that, as far as photographs go of a Bigfoot, nobody can actually say that they have one. Okay. Now, people to this day, because what we do, we investigate everything from ghosts to UFOs to Bigfoot, and people are saying, with all the cameras that are out there, why haven't we got a fantastic photograph of an alien or a UFO or a Bigfoot? Well, because when you see something like what I saw, you're not expecting to see what I saw. Does that make sense? It happened so freaking fast.
It was so fast that it was in the first 3 minutes
of when we got there.
Right. So we weren't expecting anything.
Oh no,
yet.
Not even. And granted, I did have my video camera going.
Yeah.
And I know this is going to piss off a lot of people, but I turned it off 10 minutes before I saw this thing running. Even if I would have had it running, I would have never got it on film in a million years, because it was moving so fast. I would not have been able to zoom in on it and to focus it. It was gone so fast. And I'm going to show you how fast this thing was going. As far as I'm going to point to the spot, and I'm going to show you the video that Alan, because right after it happened, I told Alan, let's get it on film. I need to tell everybody what I just saw. And we were at the spot where it happened. So let me tell you right now, in my own words, what happened this past Wednesday. For all those who have watched the video of last week's show, we found the spot, and I don't want to say by accident. It's because we had reports in that area, and we finally got people to come forward to tell us this is where you have to go. So we got directions on where to go. And I'm going to say Wishon. California. Wishon, California, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
Wishon. I'm not going to tell you exactly the same location, but for those who know Wishon, you could probably get on the internet right now, Google it, and you can pull up Wishon. Wishon. Right. Okay. We found the spot because people were telling us they have been witnessing these things around this location. So last Saturday, 1 week ago, as of yesterday, Danny, Alan, Robert, and myself went and we drove up this dirt road where we thought this was the location and the direction that were given to us, because it all looked like what they have been telling us as far as where they saw these things or this thing. So we went to this place, and you know us, when we go to a spot, we do wood knocks and we do whoops. Well, we got response on both. All right, and that was it. Nobody saw anything. We heard the tree knock, one knock. I'm not going to be exaggerating on this. I'm going to be honest. We heard one tree knock, and
it was close.
And we heard
it was really close.
And we heard the whoop.
Yeah.
Now, for all those people who are probably going,
and some
what?
muttering.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead.
Like, what do you call it?
Chatter?
Yeah, kind of like chatter. We've been hearing chatter moving around, the area.
Oh, you know what's on this side?
But it was a little bit far away. It's like they go off a little ways, and then they talk about what they're going to do, and then they come close, and then you hear a wood knock and whistling, stuff like that. And they'll be whistling really close, too.
Okay. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you the whoop that we got last Saturday, 1 week ago, as of yesterday. Because there's a lot of people who are coming on to this show for the very first time. I'm going to let you hear it. Because Danny recorded this with his phone, his iPhone. He was able to record. He was up just, he hit hit record on. He was just doing this, and it happened to have whooped. And by luck, he got it on his iPhone, and it sounds pretty damn good.
And it wasn't the only whoop.
The only
you're reason
right.
that he had that he turned it on and was holding it up is because we were getting
whoops
and stuff and chatter and whistles. That's the only reason he even had tried it.
Right. Now, it's best if you have earphones on.
But you can hear it if
but
you
hold
can.
It, yeah. So if you're listening to us right now on your phone, put it up to your ear. If you're on a TV watching us, crank it. For you guys who watched us last Sunday, you heard it. I'm gonna play it again, so those people who have never seen our show or are here for the first time are gonna hear it. Here we go. I'm gonna play it several times too. So here you go. Hold on.
Gotta love this air conditioning pumped right to me here.
I'm trying to find it. Hold on, you guys. I got all these. Hold on, guys. What is up with that? Okay, let's just do this. I don't know why I can't hear it. Stand by, you guys. Stand by. Remember, there's no producers, there's no directors, there's no interns inside the studio except us two. There it is. Okay, that wasn't Bigfoot singing. Now I just found out the where it's at. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and go back to the messages. I know, pretty, God, where'd it go? All right, hold on, guys. I know. But I want you guys to hear it again. Messages. Yeah, I know. So hold on, guys. Hold on. Gosh dang, where'd it go? So, all right. You know what? Hold on, guys. I'm going to move it over to here. Stand by. We are experiencing technical difficulties. I know. All right. Okay, there it is right there. I'm going to play it again for you. This time I'm going to crank the sound a little bit. So we're at there. So I'm going to go there. I'm trying to see if I can crank it even louder than that. Hold on. Stand by. Let's try this part here. There you go. I really hope you heard that, guys. I really do. I'm trying to crank it as much as I can without really blowing everybody out of the water. But okay, so that happened last Saturday, and
Sunday.
no, we went. No, that was on Sunday or Saturday. No, Saturday. It was a Saturday. Yeah.
'Cause I thought we came home and then I took a shower and then came back and did the show.
No, I think it was a Saturday. Wasn't it? Wasn't it? I can't remember either.
Sunday and then Wednesday.
No, I'm pretty sure it was a Saturday. I think Sunday. No, I think Sunday just we kicked it. I think it was a Saturday. Pretty sure it was a Saturday because we came back like at 4 or 5 o'clock, and I think I took a shower and I hit the couch and I just took a nap and stuff. But anyways, okay. So this Wednesday we went back, same place. Mickey was with us, and Alan was with us. Cheryl, my wife, went with us, and my son Christian, who's 10 years old, went with us as well. Now, for all those who know me and know my religious background, I am going to basically, I'm going to tell you the whole story, nothing but the truth type of story, and I am going to put, for those who don't know what this is the Holy Bible. For all those who don't know, I'm Catholic. I believe in a higher power. And what I am about to tell you is the honest to God truth that what I witnessed with the Bigfoot and what happened to all of us there at the same spot, at that spot, all happened. There's no reason for me to lie. I have been waiting for this day since 2007. We go out as much as we can to the spot or two different spots where I hope something like this would have happened. I wish that I could have seen more of it, but it happened so fast, and I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. So what I'm about to tell you right now is 100% truth. So swear me. So I swear God, God, how truth or whatever. So yes. I don't know. I've never been in a courtroom, so I don't know what to do today. So all right. So there you go. All right. We had just arrived at the spot. This new spot that we found by accident. All right, and I'm going to show you the spot, and I'm going to show you some pictures. Okay? And here is first of all, here is the spot. And there's Ellen, as you can see, right there. And you can see that people have camped there before. It's not an actual campground.
It's not on, that's why they can't hear.
Oh.
Can't hear you.
There you go. Okay.
Is that better?
There you go. There is Alan right there. He's looking through his binoculars, looking down that way to the left, and I was just taking random pictures. And obviously, that there's a couple of campfire from previous people who have actually camped there. It's not a campground. This looks beautiful. Trust me when I say there's a dirt road that leads. You got to follow this dirt road, get on another dirt road, and this takes you to this location. It's just here it is. And we found it by accident.
Real pretty and full of skeeters.
Oh my God, the mosquitoes were unbelievable. You know what? Cheryl was saying we never once saw a squirrel,
Nope.
a chipmunk, or birds.
Or deer.
We didn't see any type of critter.
There wasn't even lizards. None of those even.
Yeah, because my son had his BB gun.
Ready to shoot anything.
And we didn't see anything. Okay, and which was totally weird to me. Now,
that is weird.
Now, let's go ahead and show you a couple of other pictures of the location. Where's the one with my truck? What's this? That's yeah, I already showed you that one. Here's another one of the truck. And those right there, my friends, are power lines. And that's one of the reasons why we went here, because of the highway. And I'm going to go ahead and show you what I mean for those who didn't watch this last week. So right here, I'm showing you what we call Bigfoot Highway. Off to the right, and if you can see my arrow circling around, hold on, let me make sure that the picture is on. Okay, right around here is where that greenery part is, right in this area. All right, okay. Let me go back to. Okay, so I had got out of the truck. So what I'm going to do right now is I am going to, before we got there, I told everybody needs to be quiet. Even, Mickey said this, because Mickey was there. He had his little recorder, and I said, it's a great idea. Let's everybody just get out of the truck, close the doors really softly, start your recording equipment, just walk around and just listen. And that's what we did.
That's why I walked way off. So
you walked towards the food area.
Yeah.
The food. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by food, you guys. Okay. On Saturday, the week before, actually, was it 4 days before, really?
Yeah.
There was this tree trunk, a tree that was cut, and there was this big old tree trunk that was like a table, and it was off at the very end, where last Saturday I decided to leave an offering, like I usually do wherever I go. Mm-hmm. I took some fruit, some nectarines, apples, and some a can of Spam, and I took a bite out of the nectarine. Robert took a bite of the nectarine. And I'm going to show you it right there. Let me go ahead and pull it up so you can see it. You can see it. There it is. That's what I left for whoever who wanted food. Okay. We came back on Wednesday. Everything was still there. Nothing was touched. I mean, everything was starting to get rotten. Actually, I took a picture before I took a bite of that apple. So there was 2 apples that were bit here. But otherwise, everything that we left there the following Saturday was still there, which I go, that sucked. Okay, because you would have thought maybe a bear would have came by and took it, or somebody nibbling on it like a deer, or some crows. But like I said, we never saw any birds. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you the video as soon as I got down from the truck. It's going to play right up here on the screen. So let me get you the screen here. All right, and let me put this on. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn this down, and I'm going to go ahead and play it with audio. Here we go. All right, that's me walking around. I put the camera down, and I did tree knocks. And I pick it up. I'm walking. I believe I'm walking towards you.
Yeah.
Right?
That's me, yeah.
Matter of fact, there you are right there. There he is, and there's the tree trunk with the food on it. And you're checking it out. God, can you imagine if I would have left it on?
It's still there. That sucks.
Okay. I think it already happened. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right about there. Let's go back to the trunk with the food on it. I'm going to say that one. All right. I had just got there with the camera, and I was standing right here, and Alan was standing right here. And you know what? I'm gonna let the camera. I pretty much told what I saw on camera. So I'm gonna let you hear me talk. So here we go.
It fucking ran so fast and so smooth.
Want me to try to scare it up?
No.
Sorry for the language.
But why didn't it take my food? I left food out here.
GMO. Bigfoot don't do GMO.
It was fruit.
GMO.
All right, I'm getting you that.
Okay, now it is.
You can zoom in and out. All right, you guys, it's Wednesday. Let me get the time. Get my phone out. I don't have my phone with me. What time is it? 12 o'clock. So 20 minutes ago, we were right here, Ellen and I, and we heard a snap. I'm gonna go ahead and walk over here. Honest to God, you guys, when this happened, I was shaking, and I know what I saw, but I'm gonna tell you what I saw. Here we go. We both heard a snap. Alan looked that way, and as I was turning to look that way, I saw something running from left to right.
And I heard the snap about right there.
Yeah, that's where I heard it too. But after the snap, the thing that I saw was already
Over here.
70 feet running from left to right.
In those trees right there, going like that. I'm gonna.
This is how fast the thing moved. Okay, now I tried to debunk it. Now let me show you. I'm going to show you first how fast it moved. That's how fast it moved.
Silently.
And it didn't make, the only sound it made was when it cracked whatever branch it stepped on over there. But this is how it moved. Okay, I'm going to do it again. Okay, now, I've seen deers run. Deers run like this.
Bounce.
This thing moved so smooth. I saw the head on this thing, and it had ears. All right,
Yep.
I swear to God. You guys know I am religious. I would not be swearing to the man above if I wasn't. Okay? I had Alan go to where I think it was, and
Way back in there.
I could not see him. So, was this thing closer than I think it was? If that was the case, if it was closer, then I would have seen the features on it. The thing was brown. I saw the head, and it had ears. Now, where Alan was at, where I'm pretty sure the thing was running, I could not see Alan. Okay, I would have to get up really close to see where Alan's at. If that's the case, this thing where Alan was at, and it was running from left to right, was big. In order for me to see it run like that.
And I'm in a white t-shirt, and I was raising my arms in a water bottle,
And I
and he
could not
still
see
couldn't
Alan.
see him.
Okay.
I couldn't see him either.
So I'm telling you right now, this is the spot we were just at on Saturday, where we heard the whooping and the one knock. Okay, I'm telling you right now, as God is my witness, if I had a Bible, my hand would be on that Bible. I saw something running from left to right at a very high rate of speed, and it was so smooth, so gracefully that the head did not bop. You follow me? And it moved like that. So, I don't know what else to tell you. I think I just witnessed my first Bigfoot, because there's no way I would have been a deer, a bear. There's nobody else out here but us. There was something, like I said, something made a noise over there as it stepped on a branch. That's the reason why Alan and I looked at the same time. The only problem is Alan looked over there where the sound was, and I saw it already running about here.
Okay. Let me. Okay, so I'm going to pretend the tree trunk was right here with the food on it. Okay, you guys? Back over there is when we heard the tree snap. Now, I was just telling Alan, I just barely figured this out. If it was a lot closer and if it was like a tree snap, like a twig break or something, it didn't sound like that. It sounds more of a snap. And that's why, okay, stay right there. Alan looked that way, and when I started to look this way, that's when I saw it running that way. Now, I'm going to tell you, it ran like this. Gone. Now, it wasn't like right there. It was 150 feet in those in the woods, and it ran. Boom, it was gone. And I went, what the F was that? And I said it was a deer. But deers don't move like that. That was, it was probably going 60 miles an hour. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It was fast. Now, when we got home, Cheryl and my son just stepped into the studio right now. I gave him a microphone. Cheryl even said, what if the thing was already running down this way towards us, and then he all of a sudden saw us and made a beeline to the left and went, oh, and took off that way because it was already moving at a high rate of speed. You know what I'm saying?
It could have. The one I saw was at a dead stop, standing there for 10 minutes.
Right.
And then when it saw me, we looked at each other for a second, and then it went as fast as what you're talking about.
In no
200
time.
Yards.
Okay.
That fast.
Then it was probably at a standstill.
I mean, it went like from 0 to 60 in like 2.1 seconds. Or something.
So all right. So Mickey and I went over to where I saw this thing running from left to right, and we didn't find any, prints or anything like that. We went towards where it went, like to a meadow, and on the way back, Mickey goes, "Do you hear that?" I'm all, "No, because I'm freaking deaf as it is." And he goes, "I hear chatter. I hear mumble."
Mm-hmm.
All right, and so we went back towards the vehicle, and Christian was bummed because he didn't see it, and Cheryl thought I was smoking crack. Because, right? I mean, go ahead. Put the microphone up to you.
I didn't know it was on.
Yeah, it's on.
Yeah, smoking crack again.
Again.
Drink Tuli Res.
She could probably turn that air on over there. It's pretty hot for them.
We're fine.
Are you okay?
We're fine. We were at the baseball game. We're used to it.
Okay. All right. So, now, the reason why I have Cheryl in here is, I between, from what I saw, now you guys have to understand, this thing moved so fast, but the head didn't bop up and down. That's why I was tripping. Like, what did I just see? This thing was probably 3-4 feet taller than Alan in order for me to see it move from left to right. Now, so throughout the day, we're walking around. I don't hear anything. I don't see anything else.
They want to know, like, okay, you said you saw ears.
Uh-huh.
Was it dog ears?
Oh, it happened so fast. You know what? I can tell you right now, it didn't have a cone head.
Neither did the one I saw.
It did not have a cone head. That I can tell you for a fact. And that's why I was tripping. Did I just see a deer?
Did it have a snout?
No, I didn't see a snout.
Okay.
No. I saw a head with ears. But you know what? The color was brown. Hand me that book. Darker brown. Yeah. Color brown. Probably can't see this. It looks this color brown right here, and you probably can't see that.
Yeah, they probably can't see
You can't
it.
see that, but it was dark coffee brown. Okay. Now, from 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock, we walked around, took pictures. I went ahead and I placed 4 cameras there. 2 cameras right at the spot where we heard the tree snap. Now, when we heard the tree snap, we heard it, okay? And it felt or sounded like it was pretty damn close. But after analyzing the distance, it was 150 feet, meaning this snap was a loud, big snap, meaning it was a big piece of wood. It wasn't a little twig that snapped, or else we would have never heard it 150 feet away. Do you guys follow me when I say that? Does that make sense? If it was a small little snap of a tree branch, this, we're talking an inch,
No,
Alan and I would have never heard it, but it was way louder because That's the reason we looked up and looked towards, or he looked straight that way. As I was turning my head, I had already seen it dashing to the right. Now, so we placed
See,
four
we were kind of facing the same way we are right now.
Right.
So he was already facing.
I was
pretty
facing.
much that
I
way.
was facing Alan. So Alan just looked up and looked straight that way.
Yeah, and it was running by that way. So I started looking this way to the crack. It already was.
So Alan totally missed it. So that's the only reason why I caught it at 150 feet away is because I was turning my head, and I saw it already 75 feet running, and I caught it and I continued running. And Cheryl, you saw me. I ran at it, and what was I doing?
You went like you crouched down and you pointed, and I'm like, oh, what's he doing? He's just messing around.
Right. I go, there he goes, and I started running at it. Now, we put up 4 cameras, 2 at the spot where I think we heard the snap. I climbed, I gapped up, put it on a tree, 2 cameras, and then at the creek we put up 2 more. Now, check this out, you guys. When it was Mickey, Alan, me, and Christian, my son, we were at the part of the snap 150 feet away putting up 2 cameras. Cheryl stayed back where the truck was at, okay? And we finally finished, and then we came back to the truck. And then what did you say, Cheryl?
Well, I need to start so we went back to that second spot. I mean, with the first spot we were at, and that was the second spot you guys were going to go gaff up with the cameras.
Right.
And so you and Mickey took off way far to the left of where the truck was near where the spot where you saw this was. And then Alan and Christian were by the truck with me, but they decided to go walk off towards the right, like near where the stump was, where the food was. And Christian has BB gun. So I just assumed they were just going to go right there in the woods and go look for stuff to shoot. So that's why I just hung out there in the chair. And so while I thought they were right there and you guys were way off to the left, I kept hearing the whistle. All right, Christian, do the whistle. Okay. So he does this whistle a lot.
Right.
Just goofing around. So I thought he's over there with the BB gun. Him and Alan are walking along, and he's just doing that little whistle like he does. I thought maybe he's going to let me know where he's at, because I mean it was nonstop. It was just, but it was just that single.
For how long was it? You think?
At least 10 minutes or longer.
Okay.
Why I was just sitting. So I was just sitting in the chair, and I thought, oh, that's just him doing his little whistle as they're walking along, looking for stuff to shoot.
So you were looking. So basically, it was coming from the opposite. It was coming to the right of you.
Complete opposite direction, to the way right of that stump, because that was the direction they headed.
Right.
That's what I say. And I just assumed they were over there, like heading towards one of those little meadow areas, going through, because you had to go through the woods to get to the little meadow areas, and looking for stuff for him to shoot with his BB gun. And I just had heard that whistle constantly, and I wasn't even really paying attention to it because I just assumed it's just Christian. At all.
So it sounded like a human whistle. I mean, okay.
No, it didn't sound like a bird. I can tell you that. Because
that's what my next question is. That you are a school teacher. You're highly educated.
Yeah.
This one of your specialties is animals.
It's listening.
It's listening.
It's listening. And I know when kids are making noises they shouldn't be making.
Right.
And so I had heard one bird that whole time we were there. And it was way when I went walking with Mickey in the meadow, and it was one of those birds that did that whole long melodic thing. I was like a little chickadee or something like that, and that was the only bird sound I heard that whole day.
Okay.
But this was not sound like a bird, and I know I thought, oh, it's Christian. It's just Christian doing that whistle, because it did not sound like a bird at all.
So it was going for more than 10. I think 15. You said about 10, 15 minutes.
Well, you guys left me there alone for at least 30 minutes.
Well, that was your fault. You should have came with us.
I had my sandals on. I just changed my shoes.
Okay, so this thing, when we got back, the first thing you said to Christian was...
No, I didn't. It wasn't the first thing I said to him.
Oh.
I just said it matter-of-factly was we were getting ready to leave. I said, by the way, Christian, were you whistling? He goes, I wasn't whistling. And I didn't even know all 4 of you were together until you guys all came walking from the far left out of the woods. And that's what I was like, wait a minute. You guys were all over there together this whole time? And everybody's like, yeah. And so I was over there, by myself for 30 minutes alone.
Okay. Now, so she, I mean, it sounded like a human whistling at you.
It sounded like a little boy
Okay.
whistling.
Okay. You guys have to understand, there was nobody else up there. There was nobody else up there, nobody camping. We were secluded. Nobody else was up there. Now, from what I understand, Christian, you tend to whistle, sometimes not even knowing you whistle. You don't even remember whistling at all?
He was with you guys.
Yeah. Well, give him the microphone. Go ahead.
I only whistled once, but we went up, like me and Mickey and my dad, we went up to like this huge metal, and I did like the kind of whistle like I was like this. I was like that because I saw the metal, like
Right. So
how big the metal was.
Right. So you were just trying to see if you can, make somebody else whistle on that. We were thinking Bigfoot. Now that's the only time you whistled. So what if there was the dude that ran from me and I saw make a circle back and came back this way and heard him whistle and decided to reproduce the sound that he was doing. And that's why he was trying to fake, because my wife was kicking it on the chair by herself by the truck.
For 30 minutes.
And and maybe it was trying to entice you to get up and go that way.
And that's exactly why I didn't, because I thought, I'm not going to go wander off into those woods by myself. I thought I'm safer just sitting here by the truck. And I was getting a little nervous being there by myself because I just figured that Alan and Christian were just right there.
Right.
And but I didn't know. So I thought, oh, they'll be back any second. So I'm
Okay.
not even going to move.
Okay, now, check this out, guys. I've known Cheryl for a long time.
Forever.
She has driven with me in my vehicle up and down the mountains. She gets car sick if she's in the back, but not in the front. Now, on the way down, you were not feeling too good.
No, before we even left.
Oh,
I started getting a really bad headache, and I do not get headaches.
Right, you don't. I've never seen you get a headache since how long have you been married? 11 years?
Yeah. That's
That's
shocking
awesome.
that I don't get headaches.
Okay, shut up. So she started to get headaches, and she was telling me, okay, you need to slow down, and I just didn't think much of it until we got home, and you sat down, and then you pretty much said, what?
What the heck is that noise?
What noise? and you were out of it. You started to sweat really bad. You were holding your head. You were sitting on the couch and you're on your chair, and you were saying, "What is wrong with me? Why? What's going on?" And I looked at you and I'm going, "Okay, that I've never seen you like this." Okay, did the power lines affect her in any way?
We actually tested those.
Oh
too.
yeah, and I'll
Oh,
show you.
yeah, talk about
and I'll
that.
show you. I actually took my EMF detector, you guys,
Yeah.
and I sat, and we stood right underneath the lines, and we videotaped. You could see where it pegged all the way to the red. So those power lines. Now, obviously, I'm hard of hearing. Were you hearing humming on those power lines?
Those
Cheryl?
things were humming loudly. What the heck is that noise?
What noise?
It's just like something's on the roof, seriously.
Really? You hear it?
I can't hear it.
Oh no, because we got earphones on. No,
I
don't-
hear seriously.
Whatever. Okay, no, Bigfoot didn't follow us home. Okay.
Okay, back to the power lines. Yes, they were humming very loudly.
Okay. You guys, I have never seen Cheryl's like this ever. For what, 3 days?
I still don't feel well.
You were out for 3 days.
And I almost
And almost puking at the same
the
time.
wake that we went to last night, I blacked out.
Yeah,
I was sitting there.
last night we were at my neighbor's and Sanger's wake outside. Granted, it was warm, but Cheryl loves the heat. All right, you guys, cold she cannot stand. And we were outside, and she just about blanked out and passed out and fell on the floor as we were sitting there doing nothing. And again, I've never seen her do that. To this day, you're still not normal after that incident. And when I'm saying incident, is whatever, and I thought right away, and again, people who know about Bigfoot, I cannot prove. We have to first find Bigfoot before we can assume anything on what it can do and its powers, if it has any powers. But I have heard that these things can actually send out. Alan, you're into this more than I am when it comes to infrasound.
Infrasound.
All right. David Ragosa called me a couple of days ago. just wanting more information. He goes, "Congratulations, Jeff, you finally saw one." And I gave him the whole story. And I told him about Cheryl. And he goes right off the bat, he goes, "Whoa." He goes, "That sounds like it sent some infrasound right at her." And I go, "Dude," I go, "that's what I'm thinking too. Because I've never seen Cheryl sick like this ever. And right now she's still not well. And it's been, 5 days? 4 days? 3 days?
Since last Wednesday.
Wednesday. She's still not normal. Well, she's never been normal. But
whatever.
But she's still not the way she's supposed to be. And
I haven't been able to sleep at all. Either.
And it's trippy. Now, there's two possibilities. The power lines just got you. I mean, you could be very sensitive that the power lines really hit you really hard, and that's what messed you up. Okay? But you had something whistling at you for 15 minutes.
Or longer.
Or longer. And from what I heard from other people about infrasound, I don't know. Okay? And so we're going to keep it at that right there. Cheryl, you pretty much said you're not going back up there with us anymore.
I won't go to that spot with you. I'll go to our other spots.
Okay.
Because I love camping, and we're ready to go, Dad. Hint, hint.
Right. But why won't you go back to that spot?
The power lines, because
Do you think that's what it was?
I can't say for sure, but I just know because I spent more time underneath all those towers than you guys because I was walking around. There was an eagle's nest up on top, so I was out looking and walking around and sitting underneath them while I was waiting for you for 30 minutes.
Right. Well, no, you were by the truck. The truck wasn't underneath those lines.
No, there was one close, but I was closer to those power lines than all of you guys. So I don't know.
Okay.
I just my head started hurting, and I asked everybody. I said, "Does anybody else have a headache?" And you guys were like, "No, we're fine."
And this was after
Joe Walls. When we go out, he's been hit by that. Like he calls it. He has a name for it, but he is so freaked out about it. When he sets his tent up, he puts a tarp over it. Everywhere we go,
but like
Bigfoot,
a tarp is going to actually prevent.
No, it makes it where they can't see because he says that they can aim it, like directional. So he puts the tarp over the tent, and they can't see where he is in the tent, so they can't zap him.
Okay,
that's the word he uses, zap.
Okay,
this is
coming
from and he was at Shaver, wasn't he? That's where he used to go hunting.
In a few places.
Okay, but I remember
when David Ragosta called me, and I was telling him the story, and then
he's been with David a few times and got zapped.
Well, David told me that he, one day, coming down, that he felt exactly like Cheryl. His head hurt so bad, and he started to throw up after the fact. And
that's how I have felt for days. Like I want to throw up.
That's what you've been feeling for the past couple of days.
See, I don't think EMF lasts that long. You'd have to be under it a long time.
Yeah, I just can't see us.
I don't know. Never been standing underneath power lines.
I mean, we've done investigations
or whistled
where
at by something in the woods.
They had high EMF
okay, guys,
and
thank
got
you.
kind of weirded out, but only
Christian's going back to Xbox.
Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to continue playing the tape, and I showed you I don't know what else I videotaped. Let me just show you the EMF detector. Hold on, here we go.
And that's when I even pointed my finger at it. I said, "Look," and it was gone.
By the time I looked, it was already gone.
Yeah, there's no way he would have caught up to it. So
it was way back in there, guys.
I am a happy camper.
Way back in there.
That's
perfect.
I could have seen
that's
more
perfect.
of the features on this thing.
Let me go back. Hold on. That's where I saw it running. I'm going to circle it with my write it back
camper.
in there. See it? Right back in there.
I could have seen more of the features on this thing,
but
I did see the head and ears.
Trust me when I said I saw it.
Came above the head.
It's like Dogman ears?
I don't know. It moves so effing fast.
I couldn't see all I know, it was brown.
Yep.
Like.
Were the ears pointy?
I was telling Alan and Mickey. Mickey's here with us. The brown is like my old Bigfoot costume, the shaggy, furry, brown, fake that's the color of the brown it was. And why I could see the color on it, because when it hit the sun, I saw it. Okay, so
It wasn't a white one, so we were there for a white
I'm
one.
pretty sure I know what I saw. I'm still trying to debunk it. Again, I don't think it was a deer, because
no deer.
deers don't run that fast
They bounce.
and smooth.
Yeah.
And where Alan was at, this deer should have been 8 feet tall, 9 foot tall, in order for me to see it right here from where I'm at. So whatever was running at a high rate of speed had to have been taller than Alan in order for me to see it move. So, Alan, how tall are you?
5'8".
5'8"?
5'9", somewhere in there.
8 feet?
Yeah, it had to be twice my size, almost.
10
Because
feet?
you couldn't even see me when I had my arms up.
Yeah, I couldn't even see you. You were waving your arms. I couldn't
Yeah.
see you. So I'm not going to make any assumptions on how tall it was. All I can tell you,
See, and I actually was going back and
bigger
forth.
for me to see the shadow shape of it. We are coming back here from now on. I think we can just say goodbye to the spot, Badger. We found the new spot.
Yeah.
Talk to you guys later. Okay.
Here's the EMF. Oh my
you're,
God!
You're back at the spot
You hear
that
it?
we were at just Saturday, and obviously you just heard me speak about what I just saw. And we're underneath
You hear the
power
humming?
lines. I brought my EMF detector.
Do you guys hear that humming?
No.
That's the power line.
Okay. It is lit up like a Christmas tree all the way to the red, and we're underneath the. I don't know if you
Can
can
you
see
hear
it.
that?
Can you see it? Yeah. I hit the button to turn it off. Let's the lights go off. There you go. Turn back on. Okay. So actually the red light's not on. Back on again. There you go. Now it's on. Okay. So
You hear
let's
it?
walk away from the power, and right about here the red light will go off, but the other lights will still stay on. That's how much of a energy field this thing is putting out.
See, the humming's gone away.
Still red? No.
The humming is
actually
gone.
sort of kind of going in and out.
In and out to the orange.
Okay, and then I'm going to go up, and we are sort of kind of about maybe 50 feet now. So it's orange right here. Okay, so this thing is putting out definitely some.
Then we go over here where we're sitting.
And my son with his BB gun. We brought my son and my wife. There's Cheryl over there. You can't see her.
Still, you see it blinking.
It's the third green light is on. The yellow and the red is off. But here is the power, so you can still pick up some of it.
I'll move just a little bit that way.
I'll see that orange came on a little bit. See that, guys? The orange is on. All right, go back to your left. And it goes off because you're moving away from the field. So don't think that these things are. All right, I'm gonna turn.
That was when we went camping before, though. All right. All right, so it was an awesome experience. Now, as I was, trust me when I would say I was trying to debunk it. Man, was I trying to debunk it. Did I see what I thought I saw? I mean, really, did I? I said to myself, when I looked at it and I watched it run, if I had a GoPro on my head, I would have got it on film, the thing running. Okay. All right. So, yeah. See ya. Have a good day. Thank you for coming in. Can't believe you actually came in and talked. That's awesome.
Awesome, awesome.
Okay. And I said, God, if I had a GoPro on my head, I would have got it. Because there's no way. This is the camera that I had with me, and I was videotaping everything. All right. In order to get that thing up, to have it on, to focus, and all, there's no way in a million years. Now, if I would have had a GoPro on my forehead, and I watched it and I pointed, I think I would have got it. But the only problems with GoPros is that The power only lasts for 2 hours, and then the only way you can't change out and put a new battery in it. You got to plug in the USB port and you got to charge it. That's the only way you can charge up these GoPros. All right. And I was thinking, and then the day after, or a couple days after, I'm going, what do I have in my possession that I could use that would be the equivalent of a GoPro, or maybe even better, that I don't have to go buy or spend $300, $350, $400. What does everybody have in their possession right now? Just about every person has one of these things. Freaking cell phone, right? But you have to have the cell phone on and positioned in a way where you be recording. So in other words, you're telling me that I'm going to have this cell phone on, I'm going to have it held on, and I'm going to have it like this, walking wherever I go, and
still maybe getting nothing.
Right.
You know.
So I said to myself, what can I do to secure this to my body? When I put my thinking caps on, because that's just the way I am. I like inventing different ways of doing things and make it easier for people. We're here to show you what we do. And if it can make your lives easier to do the same thing, or what we're doing is try to find try to find Bigfoot, try to find evidence. I've showed you what we use as far as equipment goes, motion detectors. I've showed you all that. There's no reason for me to hide. There are people out there who won't even tell you where they go or what they have or how they go about investigating. I call bullshit. Right? I'm not that way. If I find a way that it's going to make your lives easier when you go up looking or hiking and you guys want to record everything instead of buying a GoPro, guess what? I thought of something. All right? At first, my wife was laughing her ass off when she saw me put it on. But then I put it on, and I went, and she went, whoa. All right? I'm going to get up, and I'm going to show it to you. I am Farmer John.
He actually had it on and recorded a little bit, and it was
suspenders.
It was like
They're suspenders.
Yeah, they're suspenders.
They're suspenders, but they're on the reverse. So this should be in the back. I have a otter case.
When he walks around with it on recording, it almost looks like a drone.
Boom, I'm done. How easy was that? I just spent, you guys see that? Hit record, and you walk and do your stuff.
And it lasts way longer than a GoPro.
Okay? Do you see what I spent $11 on these suspenders and I reversed them. This phone here does not shake. I can run, and it will. If I was looking, there it goes. I would have got it. If I would have had this on, I would have got it. There. Suspenders, guys. I paid $11. These are Dickies. You can go get them anywhere. Go to Amazon. Now, for those who have, everybody has a freaking cell phone. I don't know what kind of case you have. What works for this is a belt clip, and the reason why the back has to be in the front is because it's secured better. I mean, look at there it is. If you want to go hiking and record you walking, here it is right here. How easy is that? Okay. So I'm giving you this idea because I actually turned when I first got the suspenders yesterday, I put them on and I clipped it and I put the video on and I zoomed in on them. On a GoPro, can you zoom in? No. On your phone, you can zoom in, guys. You zoom in all the way, boom. You clip it right here. Right? Sorry. It's kind of hard doing this upside down. And then you go, you walk, you start walking around. If you're looking for Bigfoot, you don't have to be carrying a freaking, camera with you, because it's all about focusing and not focusing. GoPro, if you have the money, well then go buy it. But on this on your phones, depending on if you have a lot of music or a lot of videos, a lot of photographs, you can have up to 4 gigs on this phone, and that's a lot of video.
You could have more than that if you get a bigger card.
There you go.
I mean,
so why go spend money on a GoPro, guys? Here you go, right here.
Actually, buy the GoPro to go on your back, looking backwards.
Actually, I have 2 iPhones. I have the 24-hour. I have the 24-hour hotline, and I have this one. Why not put the other one on the back and this one on the front? If you had 2 cell phones or borrow somebody's. Okay, guys. I mean, how easy is that? But you know what? It works. This is what I'm going to start doing from now on. When we go up there, I'm going to put it on. I'm going to hit record. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to walk. And anywhere I look with my body, it's going to record. Cool. Yeah? I'm not...
He would have caught the Bigfoot if he would have had that.
If I would have had...
he was, like, straight on face.
I would have had it. I would have had it moving, and you guys would have seen it.
It probably would have seen it longer than you saw it.
Probably. And I think you're right. And again, I would have never thought in a million years. I was hoping one day I wish I would have saw it longer. But like I was telling Ellen and Mickey, I have never seen anything move so fast. And I have listened to you say these words, and I didn't understand what you meant when you said gracefully.
Yeah, graceful.
When you said you saw the thing run like it was, this is what it reminded me of somebody on a Segway moving without bobbing the body. It's like just smooth, like no balancing, like it was on wheels. That's what this thing reminded me of, somebody floating. And now I understand when you said when you saw your Bigfoot and it was moving gracefully. I totally understand now.
Yeah, it's like so smooth and fast
and just
graceful.
It was incredible. Like I said, I knew right off. It was not a freaking deer. Cause trust me, I've seen deers up there. This thing was no freaking deer. Was it a bear? No, it wasn't a bear. Cause I would have seen. This thing was tall, way taller than Ellen. All right, so yeah, I mean, I wish I could have seen more of it, but I didn't. I wish I would have thought about this, but then again, you don't think about adding other equipment to your arsenal until something happens, and then you figure out, all right, you learn from your mistakes, basically. This mistake is I turned off my camera, but even if I had this camera on, there's no way I would have picked it up and hit record and got it because it moves so fast. I think I would have got it with my iPhone on my chest if I would have had it on.
You would have had to known in advance because of how fast they move. You can't turn a camera. I mean, I don't care who anybody is.
And that's why
they're fast.
And that's why they
disappear fast.
And that's why you have blob squatches. People don't get it. Man, there's a troll from the UK who's constantly trolling us. I'm not surprised he's not on there right now. But
yeah, he's here. He's saying you're yodeling. You're going to yodel.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. But he calls us names and he says, since we had a top-of-the-line photographer there, Mickey Burrow, we should have got it on film.
If he was with us, maybe.
No, because it's like this. When I saw this thing moving, I thought it was a deer. I thought it was an animal.
Right.
All right. Not in my wildest dreams that I thought what I just saw move from left to right in a high rate of speed was a Bigfoot. That's the last thing. I was expecting maybe to hear a whoop or a tree knock, right?
Well, when you see, like you were still trying to figure it out, but as soon as you said how it floated, I already knew it was a Bigfoot.
Right.
I mean, I already knew that nothing in the woods runs like that except a Bigfoot.
Right.
They do run like that.
And see, I've never seen one until that day. And but it moved so gracefully, didn't bop. And I said, and right as soon as it almost about here is when I saw the head and the ears. It did not have a cone head. I know that for a fact.
The one I saw didn't have a cone head either.
Okay, it didn't have a cone head.
From way far away, I thought it was a man. I mean, it was shaped like a man, actually like a big man. You know, like real. His shoulders were wide, and he went down to a narrow hips. You know, so I mean, I thought it was a man, and you know, a fit person, like a basketball player. That's what I thought. Till it got close enough where I could see the fur, and then I knew I was not looking at a man, but I still couldn't figure out what was going on.
Right, that was your first experience with Bigfoot.
So, like, was it that color brown, or was it lighter than that?
It was coffee brown, like coffee.
Yeah.
You know, when you put coffee in a cup with hot water, and then when you pour the milk or the cream, you know how that color it turns.
Yeah.
That's the color it was.
Okay. Yeah, so the ears, were they like sticking up above the head, or were they, like, I know you only saw it for a second. I mean, like, brief. It's hard to tell, huh?
It was just on the side of the head. I didn't.
Okay,
it's, you know, dog man. People were telling me it was the dog man. I'm all.
I even asked you that on the right after you saw it.
You know, do I believe in dog man?
We never have ever got a report of a dog
man. No.
And I mean, the white one that we were actually going, that's what we got the report on. And that's what we were going up there for, the white one. Right. I've been hearing about this white one for 20 years, plus years. Indians, Sycamore Flats Reservation, my kids' friends, my neighbors. I mean, I've been hearing about this one for a long time. I was excited to go up there because it's real fresh, like only like a week. When we were going the same week as they called. And we didn't even show up in the same place, except for one. There was one thing that, what would you say? It was along the highway, right? The power lines. They were just a few miles down the power lines, at a creek. So we were uphill from where the report was. But I've got reports. I mean, I've been taking stories of this thing for 20 plus years, from all the way from Pine Flat all the way to the Helms Project, which is Courtright, Wishon. And we were not far. I mean, we were a few miles away from there, but in the general area of the Courtright, Wishon, Helms Project area. So I was really excited when he said it was brown. It was like, it didn't matter. They all there's more than one Bigfoot.
Oh yeah, there's more than one Bigfoot.
Yeah.
So that is my story, and I'm sticking to it. Now, people are going to slam me, and they're going to slam me hard because I didn't get a photograph of this thing running. I'm going, you know what? There's no way I could have got a photograph, a video even, probably for that. If I would have had this iPhone on my here, I think with the proper computer software, we could have probably zeroed in on it and cleared it up, and probably would have got it running.
Well, I'm really hoping that the game cameras catch it. And we put them in some really good spots.
Yes.
And in fact, that's why we left your wife at the truck.
Right.
It was actually Christian's idea. I didn't want him. He was taking off, to go where you were.
Okay.
We could hear you, but we couldn't see you. And I'm like, man, I ain't letting him wander in the woods.
You better not. I would have kicked your ass.
So me and him walked over there.
Okay.
And I was still worried leaving her back there, though.
See, I didn't know what was. I was, I walked out there at first by myself with the two game cameras, the two last ones, and Mickey was with me, and we found the spot where all these trees were like laid down, and we're like, this is really cool.
Oh my God, there was
cool.
trees. I mean, like trees, big trees, and they were pushed over all over the place right there.
And it was really interesting.
I never seen. Okay, at the spot, it's destruction. You know what I mean? Like, that's how you know there's a Bigfoot around. There's all these trees destroyed, and pushed together and stuff. But this one, the trees were monstrous, man, and they were pushed over everywhere.
And there were some where after they're pushed over, you can see the inside of the trees. They're like like something was digging in.
Yeah,
them,
they
like,
ripped them open
for
yeah.
like getting, and we thought the beetles
The
or
beetles.
the beetles, right? Now again, remember, I did not see any animals.
Yeah, there was no animals.
There was no animals.
There was birds when we first got there, but after a little while, there was nothing. Not even a woodpecker.
It was nothing.
No
and my my son Christian likes to shoot at the. No, I'm not gonna tell you what he likes to shoot at, but
I pay attention to the birds because I think the Bigfoot have symbiotic relationships with the animals, even the bears and everything. And I actually believe that the crows will give you away, and the Bigfoot knows right where you are, and they use that because the crows will come right over us, and then they'll just start. Yeah, I mean, they go nuts. So I was waiting. I pay attention to birds, you guys.
I noticed.
I'm afraid, like they're going to give away our position if.
Well, I noticed that in the other spot in Badger, the spot that we're talking about all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We usually get the most excitement when it's dead silence.
That's right.
Right?
Yep.
And over here, when we were hearing absolutely nothing, is when I saw the thing running. And even after the fact, there was still no animals running around, no birds singing, and just there was not. Now on the way out, there's one thing when I do is I'm pretty good at spotting things in the forest when I'm driving. I'll stop and I'll say, "Look, there's a deer." And some of the guys will go, "Where? You're on drugs." And I'm going, "Look, there he is. He's frozen. He's looking right at us." And sure enough, there's a deer there. I can spot these things. I'm pretty good with spotting things.
Mm-hmm.
And we were driving on the way out, and I hit the brakes. And Mickey goes, "Do you see that?" And I said, "I see it." So we both got out. Alan and the kids and Chris are still in there. And he points to something, and I point to something else. And it didn't move, looked like a tree trunk or whatever. But stupid us, I think we should have walked that way. Because
that's where the whistle was
that's where the whistle was coming from. Idiots. Yes, call me an idiot for not walking that way. Why didn't we walk over there? Why?
I don't know. Maybe it's the same reason that in the tent, when we know there's one, we know they're out there, okay? And for some reason, you rationalize everything in your head to where you don't go.
You're right.
And you go right back to sleep like nothing, even though you're telling yourself, I should get up and go out there,
Right, my emotions are going off. There
Yeah.
should not be anybody out there. But I think it's the people in the next cabin taking a whiz way over here on our side. Stupid me.
Yep.
You know.
I don't know how many times that's happened to us.
A lot. Yeah.
Like it's like the Bigfoots can give you the power of suggestion or something.
Yeah, I know people
and make you stay in bed, and
I know people are going to laugh at us because of that, but we do this a lot. We spend the nights up there a lot, and we do things, and we find, and then we think about it later. Why did I just do that, or what? Why didn't I do that? Like, why didn't Mickey and I walk over there just to see what we saw move?
And even he was like, "Oh well, it must have been nothing."
Right.
And you guys both got out of the truck.
Yeah, we did, like really fast.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you're both climbing back in. Oh well.
Okay, and
everybody in the chat saying it's the force, the mind trick.
I don't know.
There's nothing here. Move along.
Right, and you know what? For those people who follow Bigfoot, get it. You guys get it.
Yeah,
For those people out there who are watching who don't know anything about Bigfoot, don't get it, who are probably laughing our asses off at us right now, don't get it. Well, I suggest you do get it by going, doing, and research. All right? Because we're not the only ones talking about this. There are people out there who have been doing this longer than us who get it. All right? And that's why I brought my wife in here, because what happened to her was real.
Yeah.
It scared the shit out of her. Sorry for my language, but it scared her after the fact. She thought my son was whistling at her from over there with Ellen, and it wasn't. And I saw her reaction after Kristen looked at her and said, "Mom, what are you talking about?" And, Cheryl looked at me when we were there, and she goes, "You weren't whistling at me over there." And Kristen said, my son started laughing at her. "No, Mom, that wasn't me." And that's when, she basically got up and said, okay, let's go. Because she knew that was a human whistle. That wasn't a bird. My wife is, again, she's pretty smart when it comes to animals. She's into this thing. So yeah, okay. Now, so that was our experience. I finally, people have seen Bigfoots and have the opportunity to see more than I saw. All right. I saw something big running or floating, however way you want to say. I mean, to me, it looked like it was floating. Okay. And it was way back there because we adjusted the distance. I walked out with Alan. I saw these two particular trees that I know I saw this thing running behind the trees. I went out there, and it just so happened that there was an open area of like wheat grass, like a path. And I went, oh shit. This is the way it was running, like that. I left Alan there. I walk all the way back. I turn, and I go, Ellen. And I'm like, Ellen. I'm going, and Mickey goes, was Mickey there?
Yeah.
And
I couldn't see you guys.
No.
And I went back and forth and back and
forth. And I still
forth,
couldn't see you.
Yeah.
And I said, okay. I
never
said,
could see you guys.
And then I said, Alan, start walking the way it ran. And you
Yeah.
did. And I finally saw you. You were like way over there. And I'm going, but these trees over here, the head was up there. And that's when I went, oh, shit.
It's big.
It's big.
Yeah.
And that's when I went, not a deer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you wouldn't have saw it.
No.
Because
no, there's
if
no way.
I looked little,
right,
then it was big.
Yeah, it was big. It was big. And in no way it could have been a deer because deers are smaller than you.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Once you
So
get
are
on
bears.
Yes.
I mean, down low.
Yeah,
you know
even
what
a
I mean?
grizzly bear wouldn't. I wouldn't have. I mean, come on, guys. Seriously.
They would have had to jump up and run like that.
Right. See if Heidi's on. If not, I'm gonna have to climb up there and
Heidi.
I'm gonna have to get up there and change the whatchamacallit on it. Let me go ahead and do that right now, guys. I'm going to let me put up a picture really quick on our way up, guys. Cheryl, my wife, was sitting in the passenger side of the truck. Alan was in the back. My Christian was in the middle center in the back, and Mickey was on the other side. And we were turning these curves. We were up 7,000 feet, and Cheryl goes, "Hey, I just saw a car," because she was looking over the edge, right into the forest down below, and what was that? And she goes, "Hey, I just saw a car." And I looked at it and I go, "What?" I go, "Yeah, there was a car down the embankment." I went, "Okay." So you know what? We better get back there just to see if it was not recent. Because what if a car went over the cliff and there was somebody down there needing for help? So I made a U-turn, and we went back, and we went down there. It was about 150, 200 feet down the embankment. And I took some pictures of what we found down there. And for those who watched me on Facebook, I posted it, but a lot of people don't follow me on Facebook, so I'm going to show you what we found. And I'm just going to leave this up here real quick. I'm going to go change the settings on the projector. Hold on.
Bigfoot on a Segway. Bigfoot on a Segway.
Yeah, there you go.
He was on a moped. Actually, have you guys ever seen the it's the Great North, and they have where the caribou are running and everything, and some people say it's fake and it's a backpack and stuff like that, and it runs like that, like it's like on a Segway. And then if there's another video of a white Bigfoot with what's his name?
There's my son right there.
It's not Thinker Thunker. It's the other one, but only everyone says that it's somebody on a bicycle running through the woods. I mean that's the description that everybody gets. They give that because it doesn't move. Its head doesn't bounce. You know what I mean?
Put the thing on the screen for me.
Well, Heidi's not getting back with me, so
Computer 1? Yeah. Yep. All right.
Hey, that's not supposed to happen. Yeah, but anyways, there's been a lot of reports where the head doesn't like bounce up and down. That's so like when he said that, that's when I knew, because that's what I saw too. The one I saw did not do that, and then years later, we were in an area where we were hunting, and I seen one jumping, and soon as he knew that, like I seen it jump 2 times, soon as he knew that we were there, he like stepped behind the tree and we didn't see him again. And actually, in the area that we went to where he's seen this, we got reports 2 years ago of some hunters, and the Bigfoot was up in the tree, okay? And they were shooting at it in the tree, and the Bigfoot was hopping from tree to tree and actually got away from these guys. And I mean, that to me, that's amazing. I mean, they're forest ninjas, these guys. I mean, they're not, they do unnatural things. Seriously.
Okay, so is Heidi on anywhere?
No, she is. Oh, maybe she is now. Okay, hold on. It's starting
Okay,
to.
so we got Heidi going here.
Giving me a message in a bottle. Here, I'm gonna shoot a message.
Okay, cool. So, all right.
I'm gonna ask her if she's ready.
So there you go. I was tripping when all this happened, you guys. Come on. I mean, because I am going to try to debunk it all the way down to it being a squirrel.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna call her.
Oh, call her? All right.
Message in a bottle.
Hey,
Hey.
Hey, what are you doing?
what's shaking?
What are you doing?
I am. Oh, I've got to turn this thing up. This is not working. Hold on a second.
We
Okay.
don't
Can
see
you guys see me?
We
I can
don't.
hear you.
But we can't see you.
But is she coming out on this?
Huh? You should be. It's not on the.
I see it.
No, see there, but you're not on the screen up there though. You gotta. Now you gotta. Now
I
you gotta
should
put
be
it up
now.
there.
Oh, I know what I gotta do. Darn.
He's gotta know what to do. Gotta what to do. All right. Again, we have no producers, no directors. It's just us.
You know, I still can't get into the chat, to the live stream.
Really?
Nope.
The hell?
It's saying I don't have an account, so I'm trying to sign.
Oh,
my
well then you
Facebook.
got. Oh, but you do have an account though.
I do.
Cause I follow you on there, and you should. I don't get it.
I'm not gonna let you see Jeff.
That's fine. You don't need to see me. You don't need to see me.
You can look at me.
How are you guys doing?
I'm doing good. What about you?
Oh, I'm surviving.
Have you been busy?
I have been. I've been pretty busy. I took off my fake arms here.
Oh,
What?
I mean,
What? What was that?
it was a fake arm.
The fake arm?
My splints.
Oh, okay. 'Cause for a minute there, they turned into Terminator.
Yes, I could type and all that stuff. I've been trying to flex with
Okay,
this.
you're going in and out. Here,
Yeah, your sound is going in and out.
Yeah, I can hear it. My feedback is a little wicked here.
okay, there you go. Much better.
Better?
Yes.
There is a pillow in the way.
Hey, wait. Is that a Starbucks coffee cup right there?
It sure is. I love it.
Oh, you're on crack.
Yeah, I have
No
two
wonder
of
you're
those.
weird. No wonder you're falling apart because of that crap you're drinking.
Oh, that's not the case.
It's evil.
is
It's evil.
gospel.
You should really Google Starbucks and that logo that's on that cup there, girl.
Oh, I have.
But you don't care.
It's like I don't believe in the symbol. I don't worship it, so I'm not worried.
Same here. I don't even worship the coffee, even though I drink it religiously.
See?
Religiously? You just use the name religiously? Really?
Yeah, because I don't believe in religion.
Oh. Okay.
I believe religion is, or religiously, I get up in the morning and take a dump and drink a cup of coffee, and I mean that I religiously do that.
Now we know your routine.
Yeah, there you go. I have a religious routine.
So all the stalkers in the world, he takes a dump in the morning first. Then
Actually, I think it comes after the coffee.
Probably the coffee.
coffee enema.
Oh boy.
Good clean talking here.
I'm trying to find a special effects for that moment. Hold on, I'm looking.
Man, I feel like almost dead, to tell you the truth. This week has been really rough. Really rough. Been working on the car and Bigfooting. Whoa.
Sorry about that.
Bigfooting it.
Yeah, we did the Bigfooting, and it's been kind of fun, really fun. I guess it's fun when something happens, and it's no fun when nothing happens. So it's been fun, so that means something happened.
Yeah, there you go. See that there? Hey, I got some interesting news for you guys. So, like, I took a position, right? Working for a certain hospital, and they happen to have, like, only certain, like, places that they're also located where you could essentially transfer to, and I'm not kidding you, freaking Fresno. It's on there.
What?
I was like, really? It's like, out of all the areas of California, it's Fresno. I'm like, okay.
Really?
Isn't that funny? I was like, well, okay then.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Oh, well, I'm getting my foot in the door, and I have to go through some training. I'm a therapist, but they have specific things that they'd like me to be able to do for patients and whatnot. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Wow, what a trip. That's a trip, dude.
There's
Woman,
no coincidences.
sorry, I didn't call you dude.
No coincidences.
Nope.
It's just so freaky.
Wow.
I was like, really? Freaking Fresno? It's like, I didn't see any other city. Well, I didn't go through their whole list, but I didn't see any other city really on the West Coast that they were looking at that. I was like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, you'd think they'd have one in your hometown, or, the other hometown.
So, yeah. No, I didn't see it there. Yeah, I mean, they're considered a national company, but they're not so much over there on the West Coast, except for Fresno.
That's a trip.
We must have all the nuts over here.
Yeah.
Lug nuts.
That's cool. That's just weird and cool at the same time.
It is. It really is.
Lug nuts.
Yeah, so, once the show is in full swing,
Right on.
It'll be an easier pick up and go because it is transfer.
Yeah. Wow. That's wow. Okay. All right. I'm tripping out on that. All right. Tell everybody who you are and what you do and all that stuff.
I have no idea why I'm here and why these people hold
No clue at all. Me
hostage.
either.
For some reason, I got voted to be able to help out with the program on odd things, so I'm doing that. Anything and everything out of the ordinary. UFO reports. I don't touch the Bigfoot stuff so much because that's like their thing.
You don't have Bigfoots in Chicago, do you?
Wouldn't that be something? We have a lot of wolves running around the city. Isn't that
You
weird?
guys have Dogman over
Penguins.
there. You have Dogman.
Dog?
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Wisconsin is full of Dogman.
Oh, yeah, Dogman. Yeah, that's the railroad beast. But Illinois, here in Chicago, they have coyotes literally running through the city.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Do they ever get after the homeless and stuff like that? Have you ever heard of that?
I have not, but I want to say maybe 10 years ago, this young girl singer was attacked and killed by a pack of them.
Whoa.
Yeah, pretty sick. But yeah, it's freaky to see them. I mean, there was one that was even trapped in this like little fenced-in area, right smack dab in the middle of downtown Chicago, and it was like our own little zoo. And they could not catch him. I saw them doing everything to get him, and they just could not get him. So it was hilarious. He was eating all the bunnies that were in there.
The Native Americans, it's not cool to see one, especially, if it runs in front of your car, it's like bad vibes, But if it looks at you, somebody might die. They have those beliefs, especially for those and owls. You got to watch out for them.
I had no idea. Now I know.
What a trip.
But so yeah, that's why I'm here. So I'm here to give reports and all that good stuff, and I welcome people to also send in their emails, questions, things that they've experienced out of the ordinary to oddadvicehh@gmail.com, and visit my main website, which is HeidiHollis.com too, and do my best to get to your emails. So
Right on. Okay, Heidi sent me over some photographs, actually 4 of them. Going to be a quick night, I guess, and maybe she has a story or 2 to tell. And I got them, and I have them up on the screen. So you tell me when you're ready. I'll put the first one up.
I am ready.
Rock
This
and
comes
roll.
to us from, I love this website, latest-UFOsightings.net. It's really cool, really nice site, and I love, of course, giving reports that have photos to them instead of just ramblings of stuff going on. So this happened in, this is all spread out, Hume Highway, NSW, Australia, on May 18th of this year, and this is submitted by Linda, and she says, I saw the same object as seen in the video, though there was no video attached to this. Amazing UFO video is what she called it, flying saucer over eastern Australia. And she goes on to describe, we were traveling along the Hume Highway towards Sydney. The object was geostatic for at least 30 minutes after I first noticed it. I did not see it fade away. We pulled off the highway and I took a couple of still photos. It was higher than the clouds and aircraft taking off from or landing at Sydney Airport, as I saw 2 planes pass left to right below the object. And that is the object, which is, I don't know, kind of looks like a planet, but it is below the clouds.
Yeah, it is. It does look like a planet.
Yeah. But it is, it surely wouldn't be able to pierce through those layers of clouds.
Where did you say that was?
New South Wales, Australia.
Oh, looks like my neighborhood.
With kangaroos running around?
No, but lots of trees and power lines.
Oh, there you go. And this next one, this is a brief report on there, but it was kind of an interesting little doodad of a UFO, and this was submitted by Carlos, and this happened in San Geronimo, Antigua, Colombia, and this happened June 15th. Oh, it says June 15th of last year. For some reason, I thought it said 2016. Oh, well. But this is a cigar-shaped object that was silently crossing the sky, is what the report stated. And, I've seen a cigar-shaped UFO before, and they are tremendous to see, and they're usually big mothers. They're not little ones. I don't know if you guys have seen one shaped like that or not. Or if you
I have actually a couple times, and it to me, I have to do a double take, thinking it's it's an airplane way far in the distance. But sometimes you can see the tail end of a plane, and on these you can't. So that right away tells you, that's not a passenger airplane or a private jet, because you can't see the tail on it.
Right. The one that I saw, I was at the campgrounds of Dundee, Wisconsin, that has a lot of UFO reports. And in fact, for people that might be close to the Midwest, the 3rd Saturday of July, they have their annual UFO Days. That's DAZE. And and they have hundreds of people that come out to, hopefully get a glimpse of a UFO. And to be honest, every time I've gone, I've seen something.
Wow.
And it's incredible. And then this one time that myself and some of my friends, we camped there during the UFO Days weekend, and was walking down the hill from the restrooms and the facilities, and I mean, we're just talking and chatting, and I don't know what, but I got this really strange feeling. I looked up, and I could barely speak, and I'm like, look up, guys, and it was huge. It just took up, like, the whole campground.
Wow.
And you could see the cigar shape and these big, round lights that just went along the whole bottom of this thing. And I mean, I was just speechless. I mean, it was perfectly quiet. It moved so slow, and it was fantastic and beautiful. I was like, I've heard of these, but I'd not seen one. But man, it was pretty cool. I was really, really
Cool.
impressed. So that was a wild one. So yeah, people check out. It's Dundee, Wisconsin. It's right on the border with Campbellsport, Wisconsin, and Benson's Hideaway is where you would go, which is a boat launch, restaurant, bar. And if you don't see a UFO while you're there, this is interesting.
You drank too much. No.
They have hundreds of photos of UFOs
Oh, wow.
up on the walls. You could grab one of the albums and go through it and tell them that Heidi sent you, and they'll be like, "Oh, Heidi, yeah." So, yeah, they're good old boys. They're awesome.
Is that Lake Winnebago or something like that over there?
on Long Lake?
Long Lake?
Long Lake. Yes.
And there's so many lakes over there.
10,000 to be exact.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, over
Yeah.
10,000 lakes in Wisconsin.
Damn.
You know,
I think-
Minnesota brags, but we're like, dude, we have that too.
I think where you're talking about, they have it on all the UFO shows where, and I mean recent, where they're taking pictures and they're all standing out there and videotaping all the time. It's pretty popular.
It is. One of my friends who actually worked for many, many years building Harleys, he had an incredible encounter. And a UFO was hanging over this park, and it was like at treetop level. And he's like, I pulled over on my bike, and I was so mad at myself that I didn't have a camera. And so he promised himself he would never be without a camera ever again. So he got like the best camera, and he was like waiting for UFOs ever to come around. And of course, nothing like that happened like that again. So then he started staking them out and going to the highest points in Milwaukee to see what he could see. And lo and behold, he got a lot of cool stuff. And then he's like, he heard about Dundee, Wisconsin, having a whole bunch of stuff going on there. So he moved there after he got some pretty cool photos. And he's the guy responsible for the hundreds of photos of UFOs, videos. I mean, it became like a hobby beyond hobbies for him. And his name is Tim Hildebrandt. And he'd be more than happy to fill you in on all that goings on over there. Absolutely amazing guy. So,
Wow.
yeah,
Could
so that's a stop on the road to go to for sure. All right, so this next photo.
Okay, number 3.
Yes. So this one is from May 14th of this year, and this is I'm gonna slaughter this name, but it's from Beachalom, Goa, India, and it was submitted by someone named Madir, and this is their report. It says, me and my best friend Ash K, aka Hunter, were traveling by bus from work at around 12:30 a.m. midnight from Beachalom to Mapsupa. And suddenly, Hunter spotted a bright ball of white light high in the sky that was traveling at medium speed. Thank God he managed to capture it on his mobile camera just as the light disappeared from the site. This was Hunter's second UFO sighting this year. It's like these lights are everywhere. This is really a very cool UFO sighting. And that is their little dink of a dot there. It's like it must have been more amazing than what they could capture, but hey.
Right. Sometimes, video or picture can't tell the whole story. It's not. You have to be there.
It truly,
You
it's
have
like
to.
you take what you can get.
Right.
To be honest.
Well, at least it has like things in the foreground or that for reference,
Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
That's very true. So they must have been like, I mean, I know I've had those moments of, oh my God, it's like, everybody come, check this out,
Right.
and try to get some pictures, but it's, especially at nighttime, it's horrible to take a good picture.
Right. Okay,
So-
got number 4.
All right, number 4, I just found this really cool drawing of this gray alien. I thought it would go great with this story that was also on that website. And this person just reported this June 8th, 2016, although it happened June of 2014 in San Antonio, Texas. And, what's really frustrating with this report is I believe they think they uploaded their whole report, but they didn't. They stop like mid-sentence, and it's like, oh, darn it. So anyways, this is what they say. The witness reported it was an alien that they saw, somewhat like the traditional looking alien, but much taller. And the eyes weren't wide, but long slits. Didn't see a mouth, didn't really see nostrils either, and it walked like a camel with a weird stride.
Whoa.
I'm like, what? I was awoken by the yelping of our dog, an American bulldog. It never barks or yelps. When I heard it, I got up out of bed and assumed it needed to go outside to relieve herself. When I opened the door, it went to the edge of the door and stood afraid to step beyond the threshold of the door. I told her to go, but she wouldn't, so I shoved her gently out the door unwillingly. I closed the door and turned around to go back to bed till she wanted back in. I took approximately 3 steps, and something made me look to the fence line directly from the door. I noticed an elongated neck, sounds like E.T., and an egg-shaped head with tiny slits for eyes. I always have a pistol handy. You gotta love the Texans.
Yep.
And he says, I had a Glock with a red laser pointer. I mean, wow, dude, really? A Glock with a red laser pointer. As I watched this head, it wouldn't move. So I pointed the laser to the right eye
Oh.
first, and it didn't budge or make a move. I left it on its eye slit for a good minute or two,
Whoa.
and it still wouldn't move. And he goes, I found it odd, very odd. Then I moved the pointer to the left eye. Same thing, but longer. So this finally, after a good 3 minutes, it turned its head to the left and decided to walk out of sight.
Whoa.
But it did so with a walk like a hump movement. And then he says, I don't fear men, especially with a gun in hand. But I was stricken with fear, not wanting to go outside to investigate. About 3 nights later, the dog did the same thing. Got up to look. I told my girlfriend at the time to verify in case this thing was back. And sure enough, it was back. She got up and saw the same thing. What happened next was really weird, but it did happen, and they leave it. They did not finish their report.
What?
Oh.
What?
Maybe
The alien ate him up, and that was into that.
Yeah.
maybe
Damn
they
it.
mind washed them.
Oh my goodness! Can you? That thing is it must be a Texan alien. He's like, yeah. So you got it pointed in my eye. I'm still not gonna move.
Right.
Related to Chuck Norris. You know.
Yeah. In fact, I'm coming back. I'm like, wow. And this person doesn't realize apparently that they didn't finish their report. It's like what happened next was really weird. I'm like,
Man,
hey.
the men in black pull the plug before they can finish.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's what I'm talking about.
Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. So yeah, so that was that one. And then I have a small email here that somebody sent in.
Go for it. Yeah, go for
All
it.
right. So this says, Dear Heidi, my name is Ryan, and I believe I have had experiences and encounters with shadowy figures at my house.
Oh, you know.
Uh-oh, what happened?
No, I mean not another shadow guy.
So it's another
Oh my
one.
God.
I hope people start writing more about aliens and stuff. Though. And then they go on to say, my very first experience was when I was 20 years old. I was sleeping and I experienced what people call sleep paralysis. Since I've had these experiences many times, I prayed and it stopped. But this time was different. A shadowy figure appeared at the end of my bed. The shadowy figure had long, frizzy hair. And it kept shaking its head and pointing at me. Oh, that gives me chills. Now, I had always felt the presence of something watching me. But as I got older, the presence felt stronger. About 6 months ago, I was able to see this shadowy thing through a polished pot that we use for cooking. Since we were remodeling, the polish was placed in a way where I was able to see it, but she was not able to see me, I think. So yesterday, since I have been having these encounters a lot, I decided to hide by a tree, but I was able to see the shadowy figure. It was as if it knew I was there, but when I came out of the tree to chase it, it quickly disappeared. Any ideas as to what they want with me? I don't think it's only one. I feel that they are a couple of them. I think they meant there are a couple of them. Once I saw an actual person. I'm not sure what that was. Please help and thank you. Brian. Gosh, I know you guys get this a lot too, where it's like, people wonder me. I think we all wonder why me, why did this stuff happen to me, what's going on.
You're going in and out.
Yeah, I could hear the feedback. I don't know what the deal is.
Okay, try it again.
Maybe I should smack my computer. Does it sound any better?
Yeah, it sounds all right. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. But I was just saying, it's like, I'm sure you guys get this a lot, where people are always like, why me? Why is this happening? What do they want? And it's kind of a toss-up. What is it that they want? Is there something that they find intriguing about you? Is your situation, where you're living, negative, or did something negative happen on the land even? There's a lot of things that go into it that, unless we have a crystal ball, we're not going to be able to guess it. I think sometimes people get an inkling about what it is that these things are interested in, and I think that they should explore that. If they have a feeling the house feels negative, have a feeling their parents did a sacrificial thing over them as a kid.
Oh man.
Yeah. It happens.
Yes.
It happens. You never know. The parents could have been involved in something. Ask around. Maybe stayed at your aunt's house and she was a witch. You just never know. So whatever it is, I always say a little dose of, Jesus on you. It will shake it off anyways. So does it really matter if you could get rid of it? If you want to investigate, good for you, but not if you really just want to get rid of it. So I don't know if you have something to add, you guys, on that one.
No, really. I mean,
my nephew was messaging me about where I was telling him we went to a certain area for the Bigfoot thing, and what's weird about it is not only maybe 5 miles or maybe 7 or 8 miles. That's where we're getting ready to do this 10-11-02 thing, where these guys got abducted at this reservoir where we were near, where we saw the Bigfoot. Well, my nephew started asking me, was I having sleep paralysis? He was camping in the area, but he didn't know, he hadn't put together that we were there looking for Bigfoots or anything, but he was a few miles down the road, close to the Bigfoot highway, and he woke up in the morning paralyzed.
Oh.
And he said he felt like a pulsing sensation, and he couldn't move, and it freaked him out really bad, and he was trying to look over to see if his girlfriend was okay, but he couldn't look. And then all of a sudden it let go of him, and he was able to see that his girlfriend slept through the whole thing. But he was asking me, what do you think it is? And I don't think it's good. No.
Yeah.
Is what I told him.
Right.
But only a lot of times those things, those shadow guys, they go right along with that frozen feeling or whatever you want to call it, where you can't move.
Yeah, so true. It's so bad out there now. Jeff Heidi even sent me a story about
oh yeah, talk about that.
These guys. Yeah, tell them about that.
No,
Jeff.
no, you talk. You go. I mean,
he sent me this article. I mean, last week, if you guys missed it, I was sharing on how Hatman is essentially showing up in schools in Malaysia and Peru.
Right.
And people are falling over or acting possessed. I mean, by the dozens, and it's really scary and disturbing. And then Jeff sent me this newspaper clipping. I can't recall where it was at. I think it's a little small town where people are reporting seeing these guys jumping in front of their cars in a black suit, and I can't recall if it said hats on, or they were wearing hats either, but black suits jumping out in the road, and I'm like, are these real people, kids playing pranks, or is this the Hat Man? But Hat Man has been known to do such things. That's what's disturbing about that story, because a lot of people say he was standing on the side of the road. I'm like, what's that man doing there? And boom, accident they have, or they think they've hit somebody and they went right through them.
Right.
I mean, he loves cars, so I wouldn't put it past him for this to be him. But for them to actually do a news report, as what you sent me, they want to know who are these people in the black suits, and I'm like, they said to let them know if you have an inkling. They're trying to catch these culprits that are harassing people on the road, and I'm like, you might have to go to the pits of hell for that one. But but it's really crazy stuff. And I have to tell you guys, this is just, I don't know. I get a lot of emails, and it's always fascinating to me, the stories and how they find me and whatever. And but there's like this new urgency out there, and I don't quite understand what's going on. Sure, every once in a while I get people saying, oh, you think you could call me, or whatever, and I'm like, that happens. But I've been getting pretty consistent, like, I can't write this in an email, please help me, call me. I'm like, it's so many of them. I'm like, like, they don't want to discuss it in the email anymore. This is too dire, this is too important, and I don't even get a clue about what it's about. So I don't understand what that is, but it's definitely happening a lot more, and it's got me concerned to the point where it's like, I mean, they're introducing themselves. Hi, I'm so-and-so, I'm a mother of 5, I do this and I do that. This is a little bit about me, but I really need to speak to you. And I'm like, gosh, don't you wish you could hop on a plane and just when is this show going on already? Hop on a plane to go meet these people.
No kidding, man. Takes money to do it.
That's something we've talked about so many times.
Yeah.
You get, because we're getting reports from everywhere, and when you get like several in one place, geographic place, that are like really close together in time frame, it really would be cool to be able to just drop everything and go check it out. Because a lot of times, and I've been getting the same thing as you, I've been tripping out on that too, that everybody wants help. I mean, like my nephew, he was talking to me in messages, but still, I mean, he was asking really for help, like what in the world has happened, And I've been getting them from all over. Oregon lately has been like one of those, and it was real quiet there for a long time, no UFO really. All we had really was the Bigfoots running around, and now it's all coming back, and it's like stepping up. Like, wow. Really, like more Hat Man and more shadow guys and more UFOs and not only just the UFO, but only the little guys are getting out of the UFOs, and
yes, yeah.
I mean, before everybody sees the ship, now they're seeing the little guys too, and it is kind of like getting more. I don't know what you call it, frequent.
It is, and it's more urgent. Like, I read the urgency in the email, and I mean, it rips my heart out. I mean, sometimes it just breaks. I'm not a person that cries a lot, but it breaks me down. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
What is going on? And this is another interesting thing that I swear to God, it's been like these past 2 months only. Churches, like people that are the head of their church, contacting me about issues going on their campus, or how they're using the information that I've discussed and using it at their church. And I'm like, one was in Romania. I'm like, what? How'd you find this information? And Illinois,
internet.
New York are the last few, and it's like it's humbling, but then it's like, but why they're reaching out and talking to me is because there's problems going on. And so they're addressing it at their church, and they're addressing it as Hat Man and Shadow People. And I'm like,
That's cool. At least they're addressing it.
yeah.
I know a bunch of churches around here. They'll kick you out, even though they have the problem and the people are having the problems, but they
Yeah.
will not talk about it. It's like they're so scared.
Yeah.
It's like, don't they even realize that they have the very thing on their side that could beat all of it and put it on the run? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they don't know. I guess they never been taught that.
I guess.
Yeah.
It's
You imagine a church, like a Catholic church, for example, where they're requesting people like us to go in and teach their what do you call it, the parishioners, how to get rid of evil. Like, what?
That could happen. It really
What?
could.
You know what? These 3 people from these different churches, the recent ones,
Uh-huh.
they've referenced and told them about my book at their sermons. That's what they told me.
Wow.
I'm like,
What a trip.
what? I'm like, even the Secret War book that's on aliens and shadow people. I'm like, that's just like, wow. I mean, one of them is an instructor.
Man, you know what? Right now, real quick, tell about that book and then tell everybody how to get it, because I think that is a really good book for people that are just now learning about all this stuff.
Yeah.
And even ones that have learned about it but they don't know what to do. That's a good book.
Yeah, it's so funny because it's the last one I'll reference to people because it was my first book, and I'm like, oh, I was in college, I didn't write so well then, but it does have a lot of information.
Mm-hmm.
It's called The Secret War, and I had it in print for the longest time. I wrote it in 1997. I finally got a publisher in 2001, and then I wanted to fix some of those flubs I had in there, so I got my rights back from the publisher and only put it out as an ebook because I'm like, this thing is old. Nobody's going to buy this anymore. I keep getting requests, when are you putting it back in print? And I'm like, oh, it takes money for me to do it,
Right.
so because it's been out for such a long time, publishers are not going to touch it. So I have to put it back into print ASAP before I get pummeled.
Well,
but the book
you
is
think the
is based
ebook
on-
would be good. I mean, most people can download things.
You know what? It's nothing quite as having it in your hand.
Yeah.
It's different. It's just different. I think.
There
I
was
feel.
a big influx of ebook people the past 2 years, ebook. It's flipped now. They want it in print. It's it's strange to me. It's like, wow, it went from the electronic to wanting this. So I will definitely put it back. The book is based on the beginnings of my journey and figuring out what the heck I was experiencing when it came to these aliens that were stopping by my apartment while I was in college, and one that suddenly started speaking through my Pentecostal college roommate. That she was such a skeptic, and it was just the craziest thing. And we had shadow people hanging around. Hat Man showed up, angelic things, and aliens that spoke of God. I mean, it was just mind-blowing stuff. And I wrote it because there was nothing out there on this name I made up, Shadow People. I'd never heard of it before. And I was like, well, gosh, this alien being was warning us it's going to become a terrible phenomenon very soon. And so when I put it out, I had no idea the second I spoke about it, how many people had already experienced them. And I've been flooded with thousands of responses ever since. That's since 2001. So
Wow.
The emails have never stopped. And my research went from aliens to shadow people and Hat Man. And I'm like, gosh, what is this? They put me in the paranormal category. And I'm like, I've always linked shadow people with aliens, and I think a lot of people miss that. But yeah, when it's untouched from any other influences but what I experienced, and it set the tone for shadow people information in Hatman. So
It's good. If you guys could find a copy, I would get it.
Cool.
You know?
I do have a couple of boxes. I do need to sell those. I should do that at some point. I just don't have a place online that I've put to sell them. But people are selling them for like $100. I'm like, really?
Yep.
What
Really?
is that?
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're on eBay, and oh my gosh. Yeah,
It's like David Paulides. His books are going for like $700. And you can still buy them from him, though. You can go on his website and get it for $24.
Who's that?
David Paulides.
Missing people.
But only his. But if you go on Amazon, it's like, $250 and up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow, what a trip. Well, you know what? That's flattering. That's
Yeah,
a
it
compliment,
is, yeah.
man.
It is.
That means it's good
it is
stuff.
the last of the books that I have, so they are rare. You won't be able to get. These are the originals. The new book version, I cut out things that I thought might be distracting to people, and some people gave me some crap for it. But I'm like, I don't want to distract from the main message, and so I took out some of my personal stuff that had happened in there. So, but if you want the full story, I got them here. I probably have 50 left, and I need to sell
the one
some.
behind you is really good, too.
Oh yes, that's my top range book. A lot of people, I never get called about that book, but it's was number 1 on Amazon in its category for 8 months.
Grab it, and put it on the screen so we can see it.
Wow, that's a big one, huh? That book ain't no joke.
Lower it so I can see the top part. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
Yes.
so it was number 1 on Amazon's what was it? Religious side or paranormal? What?
It's in its category, spiritual warfare and near-death experiences, number 1 for 8 months.
Wow,
Whoa,
that rocks.
that does.
That
Man,
rocks.
that's like a coffee table book. It's a big one.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that's my best book, and the next is Hatman. I think that one I did justice for,
And those two you can still buy on the internet.
Oh yes, oh yeah, those are fully available. And then there's Picture Prayers book. I don't talk about that one so much either because the publisher kind of ruined it, but it's a good book. I mean,
What do you mean ruined it?
Well, if you could judge a book by its cover, that would be great. But they put the book out, electronic information on the book without a description. So my book cover's just floating out there with nothing saying what the book is about.
Oh.
And I had to fight for like a year to get Amazon.com to get the book description attached to it. And by then I was like, but you can still go all over the internet and you'll just see the book cover and people are like, what is that? I don't know what it's about. I'm like,
wow, that sucks.
So it made me not want to go with these traditional publishers for a long time. So I plan on getting my rights back to that book and putting it out the right way. But honestly, it's about an angelic encounter that I had that taught me how to pray differently. So how they pray, how angels pray. How about that? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So yeah, probably one of the more powerful lessons I ever had. So yeah,
cool.
Good stuff.
Make sure you're not scared of all the other things.
Honestly, I feel like I feel, it's like I have a lot of crazy health stuff that has happened to me, but I'm not afraid for my soul. Okay,
Right.
I'm not. I'm tough as nails. Nothing's happening there. So it's like a lot of people say, oh, this stuff's happening to you because you talk about demons and Hatman and stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to give that kind of credit. I think these are just life lessons I needed for some reason. And, hey, everything happens for a reason, right, Alan?
Yeah, it does.
Yep.
A lot of times they kind of like, if you're like a blessed person and you have more attention in the other realm that you can't see, they can see, right? So then you have more problems because they don't know why the attention's on you and you're getting ready to do, sort of something's getting ready to happen good for you that is going to help other people.
Yeah.
And then you start getting attacked like crazy.
Yeah, I believe they've stepped it up for sure. Some of the things that happen, I mean, it's just have no idea. It's just, it's
health
silly
thing
attempts.
is really like, that's the only way they can get you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the same with me. We were out hiking all week, and I noticed that my good leg is getting tired. The hip and the leg and everything is like, just feels like I'm doing a marathon,
Mm-hmm.
The bad leg feels like it could go on and on and on. And then once I relax, then all of a sudden that really starts screaming, like as soon as I take the pressure off of it, that's when it really hurts.
Oh, wow.
And I think it's all of it was all just because what we're doing, what you're doing, and like we just told everybody what to do to get rid of them.
Yes.
And that is, they don't like that. They absolutely don't like that, and that puts attention on you.
Yeah.
For them to like, hey, we got to shut this person up, we got to get them.
Yeah. Anybody that's out to help us, they're fair game too.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I mentioned last year I had this physical therapist who was really helping me a lot. I'm an occupational therapist, so we spoke like colleagues, and then I got a panicked email from him one night about being attacked by something demonic in his house.
After he talked to you?
He had been treating me for maybe a month or two.
Okay.
And he got attacked. And he's like, I will never speak to you about this in person, he wrote me. He's like, because he's actually a professor now. He's like, because, I'm very scientific minded and I cannot believe this is taking place, but what do I do to get rid of it?
Wow.
Like,
now, my question is, did it attack him because it was helping you?
Because he was helping me, I believe so.
Yeah, he was helping where they're trying to hurt you.
Right.
He was like taking,
exactly.
He was helping you.
Yes. Oh, it gets better. So I go to a massage therapist maybe once a week, and I started this new one. This is like the third time that I've had him. 2 weeks ago, he got attacked by shadow people.
Whoa, that's a trip.
Why don't you stay back in Chicago and we'll be okay over here?
I'm coming and I'm bringing it all with me. Jeff, where do you live again?
It's already too late.
I can't. I can't hear you. You're breaking up.
It's just so crazy. I'm just like, oh gosh, It's like I feel like apologizing to people, I mean.
Wait. I hear something. Damn it! He's already here. We're screwed.
Oh my god! Right. I try to arm people, like, okay, bless your house, friends and family, but somebody that I go for medical care to see, really? I gotta tell them too?
Wow.
Well, it seems like that's how they're trying to get to you, same as me. They come after the health, the physical part, and they can't stop me, but only they can go after all my healthcare providers and everything. I mean, they can get my insurance cut off and stuff like that.
Oh boy, that's just crazy.
Like always a fight, always a fight, and it's where you're not expecting it.
I got one for you. My sister was bringing from out of town. Okay, I have had issues with, health stuff, and she was bringing me a treadmill, that she's got like 3 of them. She's like, I want to give this to you. I'm like, well, fine, whatever. So she drives 2 hours to get here. And I am not kidding you. I heard a loud explosion I've never heard of before here at where I'm living. And I'm like, was that a transformer? Because I've heard that before at another place. But I'm like, no. For the first time, and I've been living here for like 3 years, the elevators. Only the elevators. Went. I'm on the 5th floor.
Whoa, that's a trip now.
I said, what? I'm like telling my sister, you might as well turn around because there's no way you're getting that up the stairs. She's like, the hell we won't. We're almost here. I was like, my husband's gonna have to figure it out. Poor him. He carried that thing all the way up. And I was just like, anything, any little thing to stop, you know, the flow of stuff. This job I got, I mean, it's just a book of the stuff that, you know, that happened, right? For me to stop me from being able to get this job. And I'm like, what is it? What's with this job? Fresno. Oh, well, there you go.
Wow. That's a total trip right there.
Jeez.
That is a total trip. Yeah, okay. That's
Sorry,
just,
but yeah.
I
a lot of
agree.
information.
that's a wow. That's a wow.
No coincidences.
Right. Oh, for those who don't know where we are at, we're in Fresno.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we are.
Yeah, and she and the next place that that's just okay.
Yeah.
That tells me a lot right there. All right, Heidi, we're gonna let you go.
All right, you guys
Yep,
have a
we
good
went
week.
overtime.
Sorry to-
Yeah, we'll talk to you next week, okay?
Sounds good. Take care now.
See you
See
later,
ya.
Heidi. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And there goes Heidi, disappearing in the background. Well,
That was fun.
that was cool, and the whole thing about Fresno. That's just.
That's
I mean,
a trip.
come on, really. You know, yeah, we have some opportunities open, and one of our places would be Fresno, huh? Can you imagine? Because, you know, for those who don't know, she's been trying to figure out a way to get over to Fresno to join us down here and to continue with what we're doing and to jump on board like she is now, but in you know, be here in real time with us and continue on, and you know, all of a sudden there's an opportunity that she didn't know about, and the next place that's an opening is in Fresno. Yeah. Very cool. So, all right, you guys. Well, we are at 8:12 p.m., and I think we are pretty much done for today. Yeah, what happened here?
Well, if my wife is watching, I love you and I miss you.
Yeah, whatever.
It's been a month.
A month?
Yeah.
Your wife is in Wisconsin?
Indiana.
Indiana? Okay.
And it's going to be another month till I see her
Yeah.
again.
All right. All right, you guys. That's it for us.
Good night, everyone.
Paranormal Central. I want to say thank you for showing up wherever you may be. Thanks to Heidi Hollis, Ellen, and myself, and my wife, and my son for coming in and talking about the experience. I would never have thought in a million years she would actually pick up a microphone and say that. So, all right, you guys, take care. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
You have been listening to Paranormal Central with Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas. Broadcasting worldwide at ParanormalCentral.net and on ArtBell.com. Stay tuned for next time. Remember to keep your eyes to the skies. And we hope you witness something you cannot explain.